curious what it's like living the life of an underground superstar. I awake around 11 or so with a kitten in my face. That's not innuendo. I shake the cobwebs out my head. Live alone so I don't bother making the bed. I change sheets once every other week, making 4 cups of coffee before I brush my teeth. Should I shower? Hell no. Use a little baby powder to cover the smell though. Check the cell phone.
It's 11:45, and when your night is just ending, ours is just beginning. And I'm here with Dingy ST and Doc, and I'm Mr. Blue. Blue for short. We're here to bring you some late night, crude, rude, adult insights. And we'll discuss a wide variety of topics, including MacGyver mics, movies, music, embarrassing stories, discussions about discussions, and just about anything you'll give us. So, right now, let's say that everybody introduce themselves. Dingy ST, why don't you give a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm definitely into the. Well, like last week we talked about the huffing Oreos. I've definitely picked that up in the last week, and it's probably tenfold past what I was the prior week.
That's good.
My addictions. Well,
I mean, it's a healthy addiction.
Yeah, I'm shaking a lot now.
Yeah, it's just shaking
quite a bit.
So have you gone to freebase or just straight up mainline?
Mainline now. Purely mainline. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean,
right. I mean, my question to you is, how do you vaporize the Oreos? Like, what's your secret?
I actually give them to Doc, and he smashes them with his cock.
Doc smashes them with his cock.
I didn't want to rhyme that, but it works.
But as leading into that, we introduce you to Doc over here, and give him the 2 cents on smashing the Oreos with his.
It hurts more than you think it would. Like, they're really rough. They're really tough. On that note, I'm a Wookiee without the hair. I'm a Libra.
The hell is that?
I had some gum, but that didn't work.
Is that like Jewish? Libra, Jewish.
We're not to be confused with Loveline, so forget Doc's astrological sign there. So don't call us and give us your little spiel about how your love life is terrible, because we really don't care. Speaking of love lives, one thing that pisses me off is in movies when they have these romantic interests. You know, like you go in there and the lead is with, you know, a significant other, and they've got this, you know, it's not so good life, but I mean, it's good, you know, it's good, but they've got a little rough patches, and then they meet this, like, other, you know, person that they're infatuated with, that they're like, you know, the grass is always greener on the other side, and they, you know, it's at that point, you're like, the 2-year point where it's, you know, shit or get off the pot time, you know, and they think that this person that they meet is, you know, good for them, and they go off and they have this romantic affair, and
so non-reality.
Non-reality, yes. We're supposed
saying.
to believe that this is, you know, true love. You know, watching
not
these
even
movies.
close.
Not even close. You know, just.
Well, I don't know when anal sex turned into true love, but.
I thought
first
that
date.
First date.
Oh, my bad.
I usually wait till the third, but you know, whatever.
Combination alcohol and roofies.
That's, you know,
chloroform.
Chivalry, you know, as some would say.
Got to meet the parents first.
Got to meet the parents first,
and then right in the ass
before you ask to put it in their butt. You know, I mean, you got to be a gentleman about these things. You can't just, you know, spit on it and shove it in there.
Well, let's not disclose our listeners
that are, you know,
aren't, you know,
aren't?
Don't. Well,
let's hear about some of your past experiences.
No, don't look at me.
You ain't got nothing but ass play?
Fucking bag of Huggies every week now.
Shitting Oreos ever since.
Do they come out and like, you know,
shitting isn't the right word. It's like like, you know what a strainer is, or like a sieve almost. It just runs out.
St. Cloud State goalie. Hi-oh!
Oh, wicked bird.
Nothing to stop that shit from going through.
No, but back to movies that the love affair, happens. My favorite one is Titanic, because that's a lot of people's, greatest love story ever told. And it's bullshit, because this Rose girl is with Billy Zane, who is a fucking Adonis. Like, I'm a man and I'm even attracted to Billy fucking Zane, And she meets Leo, Jack. And
A
Jack,
scrawny ass
a scrawny
Irish
ass guy who made his way onto the trip, onto the Titanic after a fucking card game, so he's not, like, reliable.
Maybe she was impressed by his drinking ability.
Maybe.
Irish?
He's Irish. Maybe that's what she was for.
How do you think I get people? I
Right.
can drink you under the table.
And I will outdrink you, and you will sleep with me.
Twice.
I will tackle you in an alleyway. I will make me come. And then I'm done.
I thought that was what sex is all about,
Looking him in the back of the head?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Caveman sex, yes.
Fuck him with a rock.
Can you imagine that? Like, back in the day, caveman was like, me like you.
What do you think a dildo was back then? Like a saber-toothed tusk? Just, they take
Or
another
like
rock and just smack out the end. It's not so sharp.
Sure,
and you
it's
just,
not so sharp.
No.
Some guy sitting there smoothing it out, like rounding
They
it.
go with just as sharp. It's caveman. They wouldn't take
woolly mammoth come for lube. It's just,
Yeah, they didn't.
well,
kill
they're
the-
tapered, so I mean, it starts off at a nice sized penis, but all of a sudden you're looking at the Kong Dong. Just, what can you take, woman? Just, oh, no.
Ooga like big.
I need to drink more.
We all do, don't we all? I mean, it's only 11:45, and we're still kind of sober, so we need to, keep drinking.
Filter back.
But tilt her back. I mean, this guy named Jack, from Titanic. Again, the guy's a scumbag. The guy is around and he's drawing prostitutes. Like, you don't think when he's drawing these prostitutes, he's
What a dream job.
banging naked prostitutes.
So jealous. Who would have thought all I need is suspenders, some ripped jeans,
Hey, I got ripped jeans right now.
portfolio, and a piece of charcoal. Just be drawing hookers.
No, can I draw you? You don't think, like, you just think women are just
I
like,
can draw a tit.
yeah, like, women are just like, I guess this guy can draw me, so I'll just take my clothes off.
Can't draw well.
No big, So,
It doesn't
hey,
matter.
ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest.
So you're gonna have to talk louder.
She
than
just
that
wants
to get
some
it.
booze, but we're gonna make her talk.
The squirt.
So what do you-
microphone.
What do you think?
Just wanted the squirt.
What do you?
Doesn't everybody?
Doesn't every
All over.
What do you think of Jack from Titanic? Do you think that bitch should have let that fucker go? She's like, I'll never let go, and then
She was on a door. There was room for two people on the door.
exactly.
Come on.
Wood floats in 1912.
You know.
Like, come on. This isn't the 1500s.
Selfish.
His wood or the door?
Both.
Buzzing.
No, but to that point, just imagine if Jack survives. Like, there is no Titanic crash.
Could you imagine getting a heart on in 36-degree water? I don't think that's going to happen.
36. That was 20.
It's the ocean. It wasn't frozen.
Yeah,
Well, I suppose vastness
right.
compensates for
Pretty
not
cold.
freezing and depth.
And the salt.
And salt. Yeah.
Wait,
But
in
wait,
the water?
glaciers still freeze. Don't bump the booze. I can give a damn about the mic. The booze.
So anyway, Jack's a fucktard. And,
Jack's a fucktard. And Rose, this great true love, story that happens. It's all fucking infatuation, and that's
got
what
a
Hollywood
banging
wants you
bod.
to believe.
The thing that pissed me off the most was that huge fucking diamond.
Yeah.
She kept and she threw it at the end. This is like the most sought out possession in wreckage history. What are you doing?
But Doc, that's true love. She kept it for the memory of Jack. Fuck that shit.
You know, it's stuck in some whale's cork hole right now. It's just,
Yeah.
you killed 4 whales.
and you know that whale is like, I'm fucking rich, bitch.
Like trying.
Some Jap speared that whale, threw it on board, cut it up, and
And now the guy owns Sony.
Well, 10%.
10%.
the rest belong to the people. Okay, so anyways.
You know, what if they do survive? There's no Titanic, and you know,
Well, there was. It's still there.
It's still there, but just say they don't hit an iceberg. You know, they don't try to make record time. Like, you know, Jack and Rose, they make it to New York, and they got to live this life together. What is Jack gonna do? Like, he's gonna try to go draw more prostitutes, and you know, Rose is gonna get mad jealous when
She's a hoe.
you know, and she's a rich bitch. Like, this girl is pampered. There's no way.
Well, what about a storyline? You make a storyline where you say, well, they do this, and then instead of her becoming the goodie, she becomes a prostitute as well.
So, like, Jack goes around with drawings of his wife, like, hey,
I can do this. I can make you look. This is beautiful.
like, hey, buddy, you want to sleep with this? It's a shiny sixpence, you know?
Fucking just get
Next.
the hammer and the bit out, just chipping away at the coins.
God. Like, that movie just makes me angry. It's just 3 hours of crap.
I don't even think that disaster
I
even
saw it
happened.
3 times in the theater. Of course I did.
Forget
What about the soundtrack?
No.
Did you record it on a tape? That
No.
one song.
No. No.
Celine Dion should be dead.
If there's
She
one,
isn't?
if there's one Canadian I
Cher.
hate, it's Celine Dion.
They're
Like,
not?
Cher is just old and full of, you know,
Cher was old in 1980.
right? Like, you were hot in the 60s, Cher, when you came out in Barely Nothing.
Watching her straddle the guns on that boat.
If I could turn back time. God. Just
I
terrible.
like Jesse James personally.
Oh, God. You hit a new low.
And it's all because
Second
of
show
special
and
guest.
we get a new-
Shut up! I just came in for some squirt.
Done. Everybody loves the squirt.
So, Ding EST, I've heard a rumor that you have unaccounted for children.
That may or may not be true.
My sources, you know, I've said these are just random people, that you have 2 children in Reno, which I can see because you make a yearly trip out there.
I've been there twice, so I guess that sounds about right.
Shockingly
And
strange.
then they said Rio de Janeiro, and I don't take you for like a worldwide traveler, but goddamn, if you knocked up a bitch in Rio, like, more power to you.
Says trannies
The
don't
Delta
love-
Perks Plus is kind of paying itself off at this point. Especially being I'm in another country, I don't have to pay the child support.
Terrible.
You mean it's terrible? It's cheaper.
Like
If I had knocked up some bitch in, like, say, Oklahoma, it would have cost me, like, I don't know.
$300 a month.
they're garnishing my fucking check. $300. You get your stuff, you're like,
Garnish my salary.
what salary?
And then they got one in
I'm going to have to start working at Goodyear if that's the case.
selling tires.
Or rubbers.
That would make sense. I'd probably have less kids.
Goodyear recycles its tires to make condoms.
Genius.
We call this one the Rough Rider.
This one is belted. Yeah.
It's got a lot of grit on it.
We got Montreal on here, I've heard. I don't think you've ever been to Canada.
I once.
Once?
I was like 12.
12.
Well, yeah, 12.
Don't forget he's Catholic. You can't wrap it.
No,
You're
that's
not
right.
allowed.
The good Lord doesn't want you to wrap your tool. But he also doesn't believe in abortion, so he's pretty fucked, you know, or she is. Yeah.
Now his kid's going to grow up to become an abortion doctor. Figure that one out.
I love the
Which
people.
one?